What is going on today, guys, my fellow entrepreneurs? Welcome back to another video. I'm going to be talking about the 3 biggest habits that completely changed my life and how you can copy and paste these into your life right now to alleviate stress, alleviate expectations, and overall alleviate mental health. Okay, you gotta be able to have those 3 in balance, and also physical too, which I don't go to the gym right now. I honestly am not a big fan of the gym. I hate it. I think it's just a bunch of muscle heads trying to get big. I just don't get it. And that's nothing against those people. It's just that that's not a big needle mover in my life. I go to other supplements, or just maybe eating healthier to supplement me wasting 2 hours in the gym, then going home showering, and that just is not crazy productive for me. So I want to go over these 3 biggest habits that changed my life, and I hope these help you too. Number 1 is getting an office. Okay, number 1 was getting an office, and I'm going to tell you why. And this changed my life drastically. When you work from home, you associate work and home together. And if you're doing that, then what's going to happen? You're going to be in your bedroom or your office or maybe in your kitchen, and you're going to be thinking about work the whole time because you work upstairs. You work in this room. You also might have your laptop on your bed. You're talking about work at home. You're talking about all these things. And you need to be able to have that separation, that work-life balance that everybody talks about. That actually is possible. And I used to live in Tampa with a bunch of marketers. It was the 5 of us, and we associated work with our home. I was up in my bed on the laptop, up in someone's room on my laptop. I was downstairs at the island on my laptop. I was in the office in the house on my laptop. Everywhere I went was marketing, ads, bullshit, and clients, and talking about strategy, talking about stuff, when I just wanted to go upstairs and chill, but I couldn't separate that from my life. So having that work-life balance of having a separate office, you don't have to ball out like I did with a big office. It's over 4,000 square feet, right? You just can get a simple, you can go to WeWork, you can find, a local listing for a lease. They're really not as expensive as you think. If you're making at least 10K a month, maybe 15 to 20, you can get easily an office for 1 to 2K a month. Okay, it's gonna let you separate work and life. Now, what does that mean? That means that you got to stop spending money on dumb shit at home. Stop buying a house that's stupid. Stop buying a car that's really not going to do anything for you. You need to start buying things that are marketing assets to you. Okay. So that overall is the number 1 biggest habit that changed my life. And building these habits and making these decisions takes a lot of trauma, but also it takes a lot of critical thinking, because it's you're not used to it. So you're going to make this decision and it could burn you. You're scared because you're making this obligation on a lease, and you got to now hire people in the office. You're doing all these obligations. Okay. So that's the number 1 thing that changed my life. Number 2 was getting rid of coaching. Okay. Getting rid of Zoom calls, getting rid of one-on-one, getting rid of all of these things that I felt like I was a bottleneck in my life. Doing the small tasks in my life and doing the 80-20 rule, which was the 20% of the things that I do today are going to make 80% of my results for however many years that I'm alive. Okay. And that's why I only work 20, 25 hours a week. And I made a video about that you can go check out. But you have to understand that you can't please everybody. Okay. And by you working so hard and more, I get that you got to get the business off the ground, but you can work a lot smarter, not harder. And that's why you find mentors, you find courses, and people always try to argue me with this stuff. I bought this course, it didn't work. No, you were just lazy as fuck and didn't go through it. And now you're mad about it. And that's your fault. That's not the course's fault. Okay. Stop blaming shit on other people when you're the person who's accountable. I've bought many courses. Okay. And I never really had any that sucked because I went through them and I implemented shit. People don't get what they want out of courses and mentors because they get told things and they never do shit about it because you don't have accountability or discipline to do anything. And that's part of the second habit, was just putting more money into my knowledge, putting more money into courses, putting more money into that next tip. The amount of money I've spent, that even if I got 1 golden nugget from each person, that allowed me to be as smart and result driven as I am now. Okay. Beating the process of trying to do everything on your own, that's not going to work. And that's honestly the second biggest habit that changed my life, was giving myself up to people who could give me a tip. Because people have egos, people think they can do it on their own, that they can get all the information for free on YouTube, which is not really the case. There's a lot of under the table secrets that I know that people are not giving out on YouTube. Not saying that they're hiding it from me, but they're very lucrative secrets about Shopify and ads and tracking and all these different things that they don't really go over in courses. The back end of the business, negotiating with suppliers, all these different things that no one really talks about on YouTube or Instagram, wherever the case may be. So number 2 is pouring more money and trusting people who I knew could give me a tip, giving myself up to people who are willing to give me a tip and taking that in implementation and having that accountability and discipline to do it, having that hunger. And that also brings to the last point of this second habit is that when you're actually spending money on shit and you're doing things in the business to try to move the needle, your accountability will rise. When you spend money, your accountability increases. You have to do more shit. You are obligated to do more because you have to compensate for the money that you just spent. A lot of people don't have accountability in their lives because they just simply don't do anything. There's no reason to. You're not spending money, so why fucking do anything? You're not obligated to do anything. You're not up against the wall. You don't have your back against the wall. And my third biggest habit that I took on was getting rid of the notion that I can please everybody, right? I always was bending over backwards for people. I was always trying my best to please everybody. I was always trying to be the nice guy. And at some point, that train is going to leave the station. You have to not put so much emotional stress, anxiety on yourself, trying to please every client, business person you meet, every networking person that you meet, whatever the case may be. You can't please everybody. Only a certain amount of people are meant to like you. People like your brand, people like your product. Not everybody is going to buy from you. Stop trying to make this perfectionism on your page, on your business. There is no fucking way that that's ever going to be possible, okay? I have 80% of people who like me and 20% of people who talk shit about me. They talk about how old I am, how they can't trust me. They talk about how I rent my cars, which is not true. They talk about, how I'm some fallacy kid who doesn't show results when you click on my link and I show all the results I've done. Like, people always have something to say. And people try to model their marketing to try to please every single dislike or comment on their page, and it's just not going to work. You're going to drive yourself fucking insane. The right clients, the right people, the right customers will come your way as long as you market to the right target audience that you're going after. Not everybody's going to buy. We have a e-com store and people are like, are these results real? I'm like, no shit they are. Like, look at the picture. But people are so ignorant, have such a big ego. And most business owners be like, oh my God, we got to fix that. No. Because if we have people already buying, those are the right customers that we need in the pipeline, not people who hate us. Why the hell would I want my email list and SMS list and customer list full of people who I had to persuade to buy? That's not what I want. I want loyal customers who are going to spend more money, who are going to be happy about the product and write great reviews and refer us. That's what I want in my ecosystem. So not having to please everybody. And those are my 3 biggest habits, honestly. It's been a game changer for me. It's allowed me to focus on bigger things in my life, not, that 80-20 rule stuff and the accountability and discipline and just spending more money into people who can give me a tip. Like, those were huge. And that allowed me to free up time to, enjoy more things in life, travel more. I do trips with my girlfriend every single weekend. I also was able to get in a relationship by not working 18 hours a day. So a lot of things open up for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope these habits kind of inspire you to take on one of them. Maybe you don't like them at all. That's fine. But they've worked for me very, very well, and everybody's different. So, also leave a comment down below. Any questions that you have about habits that you want to take on, any advice that you would, want from me. Maybe it's not my place, but just figure to open the door for you. But just like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Peace.